Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Starlight Distillery. This is their Carl T. Huber bourbon whiskey finished in Vino de Naraha barrels, coming in at a 53% ABV, 5.5-year age statement. So this is actually a single barrel pick that was done by Meyer here in the Midwest, and Starlight being that they're local here to Indiana, I'm a big fan of local distillers doing great things. I was excited to see this at a very reasonable price recently, so I had to grab it to talk about. Now, I've had Starlight's standard bourbon and their rye, and I think they're really good for their price points. But I haven't delved down the path of their finishing series because they can be a little more expensive, which, depending on the kind of finishing, can be expected. So, real quick on a VDN. VDN stands for Vino de Naraha barrels, which are essentially a Spanish white wine that they've added macerated orange peels to inside the barrel itself to kind of soak it in. So in a sense, it's like an orange white wine. Pretty cool. I've had a couple things done in VDN barrels and I really enjoy it. So I'm really hoping that Starlight can make us proud here for Indiana and really showcase this well. So let's just jump into the bottle. I do like their kind of barrel shell kind of idea on here, the star at the bottom. They are doing some amazing finishing from what it looks like. I actually picked up their Amburana finished and their blueberry port finish as well. But I can find some of their finished stuff sometimes, and other times I can't find a thing from them. It really hits or miss, even though they're from our state. Who knows why? Anywho, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. There we go. If you're interested in some of the other reviews over Starlight Distillery, those links will be up above and down below for you to check out. Ooh, great pop there. We might do an episode on some VDN finishes as well, because again, I do have a few different bottlings that use it. I think it's really cool. Beautiful color on there. 5.5 years old too. I love it. It's almost got an orange hue to it as well. Now, the Carl T. Huber itself is a blend of two of their bourbons, one being a 3-grain and one being a 4-grain. I don't think they tell us an exact mash bill, or at least I couldn't see it on their website, but they do tell us that much. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh, yeah. That has some good impact on it. Oh, and I forgot to also mention, they do tell us on the back of the bottle, it was finished between 3 and 8 months. Just to put that in perspective too. But that nose is beautiful. It's got this, I want to say, chocolate-covered oranges. Like, you get that defined orange on here. But the white wine is also kind of poking through a little bit, bringing across that bit of wine funk to things. Getting a bit of the rice spiciness going on in here too, and it's actually playing really well with that orange note. It's like orange peels now, like the outside rind of an orange. Corn sweetness is showing up, a little dustiness from that. I'm going to assume there's some barley in here with the mash bill. Getting a bit of that waxy kind of barley note going on. But definitely, I'm getting a bit of chocolate, and that orange is playing well with that. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. But the spiciness really is prominent for me right now. I was not expecting the rye builds to be kind of poking through, but it plays really well with that VDN barrel. Yeah, it does. It is beautifully soft and sweet. Totally approachable in the nose. A little bit of charriness now starting to show up, almost like when you blowtorch an orange peel for a cocktail. Getting a little creamy vanilla in there. I'm looking for any kind of caramels or any kind of your classics, but I'm not pulling any real caramel from things. Gorgeous spices. A little bit of clove now. Maybe a touch of cinnamon. But the orange peel, gorgeous in there. That wine funk is kind of bringing out a little bit of sweet factors as well. Almost like a white peach. All right, let's go for a taste. Oh, there it is. Ooh, yeah. So it starts off very classic bourbon. You get those sweet orange notes, and the corn build is showing up. So you're getting this kind of corn, dusty, grain note going on. And then you're getting here in the mid palate that bit of wine influence. It's got a bit of the funk from a wine. The orange peel specifically is showing up. So it's not heavy-handed like an orange candy or a soda quality to it. That rye really plays well. I did not expect that to be the winner here, but it really helped bring out some more characteristics to things. I was really expecting that barrel to be kind of over dominating the whiskey itself, and it really isn't. The finish on here kind of reminds me almost of, I just had it, where'd it go? My brain is wanting to say orange pixie stick, but not as sweet, if that makes sense. I'm kind of digging it. It's really a solid pour. It honestly almost reminds me of something that's been finished in a cider cask, if you've ever had anything like that. There's a lot of sweet characteristics in here, orchard notes galore. Like, there is tons of apple and oranges and just all these citrus and yet just sweet notes going on. It plays on the palate very well here. The spice lingers, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of clove going on. I bet this would make a mean cocktail, to be honest. I love that profile. Here, it does play very well because you're still getting a lot of the bourbon influence, but that orange just helps interweave itself in there, lifting it up just a bit more. That's a really good sip. For the proof point, it does not drink warm at all. If anything, I do wish maybe it went in just a little bit longer into that barrel. I just want a little more impact on there. Just a little bit, not a lot. I know I'm asking for a lot. And I know I just said, I was like, I think they got it right to blend it. But I don't know. The more I keep sipping on it, I just want it to be a little bit more. Maybe another couple weeks, maybe a month. I still really like it. I love that barley characteristic, giving a little bit of that waxiness going on in there. Almost like a malt whiskey a little bit. That's kind of what it gives me vibes of every now and again. But the big thing here is I'm getting those gorgeous orange peel, the citrus notes, the fruit notes going on in here, the corn build, and then that rye just helps lift everything up with those spices, the clove, the cinnamon. It teeters close to something that you want to get Christmas time, if that makes sense. It's really solid. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's talk about a grade for something like this. So this one's going to be kind of weird because it is a single barrel, and you're going to have to kind of take that into judgment here because every single barrel is going to just drift a little bit. I ended up paying $55 for it, and typical pricing on it was $70, and that's why, honestly, why I've kind of skipped over it. For $55, I think it gets a good solid B. I love the flavors going on in here. It's got that bit of impact from the VDN barrel. I think that Starlight is another great example of somebody that knows how to finish a barrel perfectly. Maybe, again, I might criticize if I want to split hairs and maybe say you need to go a little bit longer, but that's my personal preference. Don't always listen to me on that. But I got to give it credit. And I got to say, if you've never had anything done in a VDN barrel, this is one to kind of pick up and hunt for if you can find one at the right price point for you. Big thumbs up, Starlight. Making Indiana proud yet again. Keep up the great work. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Starlight Distillery bourbon whiskey finished in VDN barrels. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might not.